their second pick in the second round, the Montreal Alouettes have selected defensive lineman Cam Lawson from Queen's University.
Yeah, and Cameron Lawson is a guy who has been really under the microscope a lot during his draft year and during this process as a very highly regarded prospect. An interior defensive lineman. Lawson is a guy who has worked very hard over the course of his career, a team leader at Queens, a guy, you look at the stats and it doesn't necessarily, there's nothing that necessarily jumps out at you, but it's sometimes when you start looking at a defensive lineman, look at the stats of some of the people around him, and you start to recognize what the real impact of Cam Lawson was during his time with the Queens Gales, as he's a guy eating up double teams, beating those double teams a lot of the time, but nonetheless creating opportunities for his teammates. So just a natural warrior, a hard-working kid in the interior of the defensive line, Chess.
Yeah, you know what, and if Cam Lawson can come in and contribute for this Montreal team, that would be huge, because you look at the problems they might have inherited with the salary cap when Kavis Reed was let go, and we've heard about the problems that they have now. But they're loaded at offensive line from a Canadian standpoint, loaded, and they have a franchise quarterback. So Kavis Reed did leave them with that. Now, their Canadian talent is exceptionally good, and they have a franchise quarterback. So it's not exactly dire needs in there for Montreal. So if they can have Cam Lawson come in there and compete on a defensive line and contribute, they're in a really, really good position.
You know, one of the things you look at when you talk about defensive linemen is if they're great getting to the quarterback, can they play the run? If they're great playing the run, can they get to the quarterback? And one of the things the Montreal Alouettes like about this guy is that he can do both, lining up in the interior of the defense there. He's a very aggressive player, somebody they like and think can fit in and give him that aggressive presence on that defensive line for the Owls. So the Owls have added on the defensive side of the ball with their first two picks in the second round. They won't pick again until the third. It is Hamilton on the clock next. They've stayed in the trenches. What will they do with their third pick?